Aloha, everyone, and welcome to our special edition of Coronavirus 101. My name is Emily Pfeiffer, and I am the mother of 3 boys. I've been using oils for 10 years and have been teaching classes around the United States and the world for about the past 6 years. And I'm so excited to share with you today my top tips as a mom and as a woman, as a wife, as a friend, to help us have peace and confidence through this unprecedented season. And before I dive into this, Kate, let's not talk, sweetheart. Okay, Elijah, can you take Tenny, please? This is going to be fun. So before we dive into this, I think it's important to just acknowledge that even if our lives haven't changed drastically yet because of this, this is causing a lot of stress and fear, if not consciously, then subconsciously for a lot of us. And what I find as an oil mama is that the more that we know about how to take care of our families emotionally and physically, our stress level and our fear level is going to go way down, because you're going to know if something happens to you or a loved one, you're going to know what to do. And so I'm excited to go through these tips. So we're going to cover kind of 3 areas. We're going to go over prevention, then we're going to go over what to do if something starts to come on, and then we're going to go over emotional support. So first thing we're going to talk about is the obvious thing that everybody's been talking about on the news and everywhere, and that's keeping our hands clean. And doTERRA sold out of our On Guard hand sanitizer, but if you have this on hand, I'm just going to close this door to help with some of the back noise here. So if you have this, it's great, but you also can make it. If you can Google recipes for essential oil hand sanitizers, and there's lots of different varieties, and you can find those online. And these are wonderful because they don't kill the good bacteria on your skin that actually help you fight disease, but they just kill the the nasty stuff. Another thing is hand washing, right? Constant hand washing, the doTERRA hand foaming wash, which looks like this, the refill bottle. This is something that we have around all of our sinks. And Katha, remind me, is this sold out right now?
It is, but it's also something that you can make.
Okay, so that's something also that you can make. Can you guys see me okay? Am I centered okay? Okay.
Yeah,
hey, Emily?
Yeah.
Just wanted to say, when I just got on most recently on the hand wash, you can get one refill, one of the refill bottles. So
you get one refill. Okay, good to know. I did stock up a couple months ago, which I'm so grateful for. But as Katha said, you can make it. All right. So the next thing that you want to think about is cleaning different areas around your home. Okay. So I'm not a super fastidious person, but since this has come on, my husband is very high risk because he's a cancer survivor of 2 types of cancers, one of which he had an operation where they had to collapse his lungs in order to operate. His respiratory tract is very, very sensitive. So I've been super concerned. I think he'd have to be hospitalized actually if he ended up getting it. So I really don't want him to get it. So every day I have been disinfecting doorknobs and light switches and banisters, and I wipe down all of my kitchen and bathroom counters every single day. Now the good thing about this, once they get it back in stock, but again, you can also make your own just with On Guard oil and a little bit of vinegar and water, is that it's good to know that these aren't toxic. Even if your baby licked it or something, it is not toxic. And the thing that I worry about having, everybody's so into bleaching everything and having everything clean. Those products are so unhealthy for our bodies, and they're so unhealthy for our respiratory systems. And this is something that we know from the experts could last for months, could last up to a year, 18 months. That is unthinkable to think of bleaching and Lysoling all your counters and everywhere for that long. It is so unhealthy, especially for more vulnerable people in your family, people with asthma, allergies, that kind of thing. So the more that you can clean with natural things, the better. So since they are out of this, I just wanted to tell you a few other options. So as I mentioned, you can put a few drops of On Guard in a glass spray bottle and add a little bit of vinegar and water. They are not out of this oil, which is a blend called Purify, which is specifically created for cleaning. And you can put a few drops of that with vinegar and water, or without vinegar. Vinegar is not good for granites. So I have 2 different sprays, one with vinegar, one without. Lemon is also fabulous, and it's very economical. I think it's $10 or $11, 250 drops. You can make lots of fantastic cleaners with just lemon and vinegar and water, and it's way more powerful than lemon juice. Remember, the oil is the oil sac contains the immune system of the plant, or the most medicinal, potent part of the plant. So when you're putting a little bit of lemon oil, especially our level of quality of lemon oil, into your cleaners, it is much more powerful than just normal lemon juice. And then another one, don't overlook some of your other citrus oils, also very economical, like wild orange. It's also a great cleanser, along with any other citrus, lime, grapefruit, bergamot, any of those. All citrus oils are good cleansers. Okay, so that's kind of all I have to say about keeping your hands clean, keeping the high trafficked surfaces of your house clean. All right, the next thing that we do not want to neglect talking about is diffusing. Diffusing is so powerful. I've got here, my phone kind of went out of whack, so I'm using my laptop, which is kind of weird camera here. So that's a doTERRA diffuser. If you can't afford a doTERRA diffuser, or doTERRA sells out of their diffusers, you can find on Amazon diffusers for $15, $16, and they work fine. Okay, and the oils that I love to diffuse in terms of prevention are, again, lemon, just because it is so inexpensive, and you can diffuse it for weeks and weeks on end, and it does not hurt your pocketbook at all. On Guard is another favorite. When you're thinking about diffusing and wanting to keep the air clean, citrus oils are fantastic. If you're worried there might be bugs going around, what you want to add to a citrus oil, whatever your citrus oil of choice is, add some kind of spicy oil like thyme, oregano, rosemary, cassia, cinnamon, right? Clove. Those are what we call killer type oils. Some of them don't smell great on their own, but if you couple them with a citrus, so say maybe you don't want your house to smell like oregano, but you couple oregano with lemon or with orange or with something like that, it can smell really good. And so again, if you're worried that something's going around, you can add citrus with a spice oil. If you're just working on prevention, citrus is fine. And On Guard oil, you can only buy one per account right now because it's in such high demand. Don't let that freak you out. There are so many other oils that can work just as well as On Guard for diffusing. If you think about what's in On Guard, rosemary, clove, cinnamon, orange, right? You can get some clove and mix it with some orange and get pretty close to On Guard. So don't let that worry you. And if you're strapped right now, if you are strapped financially because of job loss or fear of job loss, which is a whole other thing that we're dealing with, you can think about the principles that I'm going over and look at the doTERRA products and find the most economical way to get that. So for example, if you want to stock up on citrus oils, go look for the ones that are $10 and you're getting 2 months of diffusing with just one of those, right? Or almost 2 months. I think I figured out 5 drops a day for 50 days. That is 1 lemon for $10. Okay, that's very affordable. So don't freak out if you can't get the $30 On Guard. You're thinking, oh, how many vials of On Guard I'm going to need if we get sick and if I need to have it going. You can put together other combos, okay? So again, citrus and something spicy. Okay, finally, my last thing I'm going to say on prevention before I move on is topical application or massage application. So one that I love that is currently out of stock is the On Guard Touch, right? This is something, luckily, I had stocked up on for emergencies. I'm glad I did. This is something that I massage into all of our feet at night. My 3 boys, my husband, and myself. This has just become part of our ritual because it is immune boosting as well as protective. Okay, but again, if you don't have On Guard, you can massage any preventative type oil or any killer oil onto your feet, right? You have to think about, though, about how spicy they might be, and you definitely want to dilute with fractionated coconut oil. So if you're going to put oregano on your feet, you're going to put cassia on your feet, thyme on your feet, you're definitely going to want to dilute that with some fractionated coconut oil. If you don't have that on hand, you can use grapeseed oil, olive oil in a pinch. Those are greasier though, so I don't advise that. The fractionated coconut oil is so wonderful because it's non-greasy, it doesn't smell, it absorbs so nicely into your skin. You don't have any kind of residue with it. And so it's ideal, not just in terms of comfort level on your skin, but also ideal for taking the oil into your bloodstream. As you massage the outer layer of your skin, you'll notice it gets a little bit red. That's because the blood capillaries come up and actually take the oil and take it down into your bloodstream. And the fractionated coconut oil actually aids in that delivery. Okay, so it's a carrier oil. It's called a carrier oil for a reason, not just for diluting, also for carrying it into your body. So I recommend anytime you're using oils, even if they're not spicy, in any form of massage on the feet, add a little bit of carrier oil because you will get more benefit from that oil, and it'll also stretch your oils longer. So just to review, for prevention, we're thinking about hand washing, right? Constantly. We're thinking about cleaning our surfaces constantly. We're thinking about, by the way, kids love to do that with spray bottles. I haven't done it hardly at all at my house. My 6-year-old has done almost all of that work for me. Diffusing and massaging at night. Okay, those are the 4 things I'm talking about for prevention: hand, surfaces, diffusing in the air, and massaging at night. All right, now we're going to move on to what happens if, heaven forbid, people in your house start coming down with something or start showing symptoms. You don't know what it is. A lot of us can't get tested because there simply aren't enough tests, so you have no idea what's going on and you're starting to freak out. If you are an oil mama, there is no need to fear, especially if you're being vigilant, as we all are, because it's front and center on our minds. If you're being vigilant, you can catch it in the beginning. Okay, so let's talk about what that's going to look like. Well, first of all, before we go into that, I just wanted to show you what my family is using constantly to keep ourselves strong. So my 13-year-old and I don't know if you can see this. Let me try and bring this. Can you see it? Okay. My 13-year-old and I are on the Vitality Pack. We take that twice a day. We also take enzymes and probiotics every day. My 6-year-old and 11-year-old are on the IQ Mega and the vitamins and the probiotics for kids. And so that's what's happening every single day. And I can't recommend those enough. If you have the economic capacity right now, there's never been a time I would recommend more to keep your body strong, both for physical and emotional reasons. Oh, sweetie, can you take that in the other room? Please take that in the other room. My son is listening to Charlotte's Web on Audible. Hey, take that in the other room. All right, so keeping ourselves strong with our supplements. So the Vitality Pack contains Alpha CRS, the Eggsy Omega, which is your fish oil, things like that, and then your multivitamin, and then enzymes and probiotics. And the Kids Pack is a similar thing. You have your probiotics, you have your fish oils, and you have your multivitamin. There went my display. All right, so heaven forbid people start showing symptoms in your house. What do you do? So if you're dealing with people 12 or older, and you know, adults and teenagers, basically, you want to start to get to the root of the problem as soon as possible. For those of you that are veteran essential oil users, this will be very familiar to you. We call it the Flukt. I kind of tweaked it a little bit. It used to be Flume, and then they changed Melaleuca to tea tree, to calling it tea tree, and we had Copaiba. So it went from Flume to Flukt. Okay, so you'll see it here. Can you see that? Frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, Copaiba, and tea tree. So again, I'll repeat that. Flukt. Frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, Copaiba, tea tree. You may ask, why so many? It's possible that just one of these might kill a certain strain. The problem is that we don't know what kind of strain of whatever we have. It may not be corona, it may be something else, but no matter what, this combo has been shown over my 10 years of use to basically get rid of anything, especially if you use it properly, and I'm going to teach you how to use it properly. So many people do not get the results that they hope for with essential oils because they don't know how to use it properly. So that's not going to be you. All right, so these 6 oils, you're going to put 2 drops of each of them in a veggie capsule. You can find these on your doTERRA back office, or you can order them on Amazon. They are edible, obviously. So you're going to put 2 drops of each, 2 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of lemon, 2 drops of oregano, 2 drops of On Guard, 2 drops of Copaiba, 2 drops of tea tree, and you're going to take it 4 times a day. Okay, this happens the minute you feel that sore throat coming on, whatever you feel happening, you want to get it, okay? Before whatever it is has had time to replicate through your body. And as I always say, if this replicates whatever it is throughout your body, the oils will still work. They'll still lessen the time of your issues, but it'll work slower, obviously, because they have a lot more to contend with. So you want to give the oil as little to contend with as possible. So the sooner you can start using them, the better. And again, less is more, right? You're not going to be taking 20 drops of oregano. It's 2 drops of each of these. Again, frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, copaiba, and tea tree, fluked 4 times a day. And I say with each meal, because you want a little buffer in the stomach and a little snack before bed. And you may ask, well, how long do I do that? The maximum time you want to do that is 10 days, 14 days max, okay? All right, so that's for 12 and older. But you might ask yourself, well, what do I do if I have younger kids? So you use the exact same oils, but you're going to put 10 drops of each in a roller bottle. This is a 10 milliliter roller bottle. I think you can find these on your back office. Can you find these on doTERRA's back office, Casa? Yes, you can. So you can find them there. You can find them on Amazon. And you put 10 drops of each. Again, I'm going to say this over and over. The fluked, frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, copaiba, and tea tree in here, and fill up the rest with fractionated coconut oil. And then same as for adult, you are going to massage this into the feet and the spine of your kids 4 times a day at every mealtime. That's how you can remember, at every mealtime and before bed. Okay, so that's going to be, and that is not necessarily limited to 10 days and 2 weeks. But if you use the oils consistently with something like this, you are not going to need them longer for 10 days or 2 weeks. Okay, so you may say to yourself, okay, I don't have kids, but I cannot see myself getting little veggie capsules and making my own little concoctions. Okay, so if that is you, you have 2 other options. You can take the On Guard Plus capsules. The problem is these are getting sold out so fast. I don't even think they're available right now, but never fear. There is something that is even more powerful than On Guard capsules, and it is the GX Assist. This is a very underused product. It is not known about because it's kind of relegated to cleanse only. You can only take it for 10 days at a time. It can be taken only 3 times a day, 3 times a day for 10 days. And it's used in our gut cleanse. It's also used for parasites, things like that. But it is so effective as kind of a flu bomb type of thing, as a replacement for On Guard Plus capsules. And they are not sold out of the GX Assist. So if you do not want to make your own capsules, or you don't have all those oils and you don't want to get them, order GX Assist. Again, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, very effective, but again, look at what it says on there. Don't take it longer than 10 days, 3 times a day with food. And this is for 12 and older. Do not give this to kids under 12. It might not hurt them, but we just kind of have some strict rules that we go by with oils. I've never had an experience of hurting any of my children with oils, nothing like that. I've used them for 10 years, but we just like to say any internal use of the oils, we recommend 12 and older, and that's just super safe. But, you know, tons of people do it, but I just say it just to cover our bases. Okay, so last thing I'll say before we move on to the respiratory aspect of dealing with this is, as you're taking this fluked 4 times a day, there's another thing that you can also do, and that is take your tea tree oil, okay? And I learned this from my opera singer friends, and put a drop on your thumb and rub it right here on your soft palate, back and forth, side to side. It tastes horrible. I'm just going to tell you, but it is absolutely phenomenal for working on things that are sitting in the throat. Okay. Another thing we know about this is it incubates in the throat for a long time, right, before it moves down to the lungs. So here's the thing: if you are being vigilant, even though it says, you know, you're non-symptomatic for a while, but if you start to feel anything, chances are it hasn't moved to your lungs yet, and you want to attack the throat. Yes, take the fluked and all of that, but you want to attack the throat and put that Melaleuca in, and that does not have to just be 4 times a day. That could be every hour, and it's not even a drop, okay? Don't overdose on this. It's not even a drop. You're literally taking your vial, turning it over, and it's maybe half a drop or something on the back of your throat, and you can be doing that every hour, on the hour, every time you see the hour hit, right? Or you can set your timer on your phone. Lots of us have nothing better to do, right? So than keeping ourselves healthy. So just really swipe that, okay? Another thing you can do in terms of throat health is lemon honey tea. Now, this is as old as time, especially for singers, people who depend on their throat for their livelihood. So singers know a lot about this, about taking care of the throat and killing things in the throat. I cannot recommend the honey with the lemon enough. And if you can get your hands on raw honey, oh, I should go grab it in my kitchen. There's an awesome raw honey that you can get on Amazon right now. Anyway, if you put that in warm water with the lemon oil and you sip that throughout the day, put it in a stainless steel water bottle just like this. This is what I would do. If I luckily I haven't felt anything going on. I've been doing tons of prevention. I haven't, but if I did, that would be my order of the day. I would be taking the Fluked 4 times a day, and I would be doing Melaleuca swipe on my throat, and then I would put raw honey, or any honey, but raw honey if you can, and lemon oil and warm water. That's what we've learned about this. This does not like warm water, and what you want to do is move what's in your throat down into your stomach. Have you guys read about this? This is what all the doctors are saying about this. You want to move it into your stomach to get it into your stomach acids because they can kill it. But if it incubates into your throat and gets into your lungs, that's what's dangerous. So if you're doing these things, you're taking your Fluked, you're swiping your Melaleuca to kill what's in the throat, and then you're taking the lemon oil with the honey. If you don't have honey, just use the lemon oil with warm water. That'll work too. But the honey, here's the deal about the honey. The honey serves as what was the word, Marty, that you used that was so beautiful? Something as like a carrier or something to help it line the throat better. Something about that. It kind of hangs on to your esophagus and hangs on in there a little bit, and you want it to let the oil do its work a little bit more instead of just going down. So the honey is a very important aspect of the delivery system with that. Okay, so I hope that's clear about what to do if something's coming on. If you're an adult, you take your Fluked in your capsules 4 times a day with food and a snack before bed. If it's 11 and under, you're doing the Flume 4 times a day at every mealtime and at bedtime. You're rubbing that into spine and feet. You do not want to get oils in your kids' eyes. And if you stick to spine and feet and massage, you will not deal with that. But if you try to put it other places, you may have something happen, as in getting it in their eyes, which is the worst. And the only way you can get it out of their eyes is with another oil, like olive oil on a paper towel. That's the only way. You put water on it, it'll make it worse. Okay, so just avoid that completely by not putting oils anywhere near your eyes. Massage into feet and spine. Again, the massage is very important for absorption. Okay, so the second aspect of this, besides getting to the root of it and getting rid of it, right? That's what we've been talking about so far. What is the other huge aspect? What is actually sending people to the hospital? It is respiratory issue. People cannot breathe, okay? It's terrifying. So what do you have in your oil arsenal to help with that? Well, the obvious thing, of course, first is our respiratory blend, which has many of the oils that have been used historically to nourish the lungs, support the lungs, and here's the kicker, dilate your bronchial airways. Okay, that is what is needed because the bronchial airways are being constricted. So you need something that is going to open up your airways. So in other words, they're so worried about ventilators that we're going to run out of ventilators. In fact, they're pretty sure we're going to run out of ventilators. So if that were to happen and you were in need and were not able to get to a situation where you could have a ventilator, even if you have a ventilator, this would still be wonderful to have in the air. But you put Breathe in a diffuser and have it going. So your own little ventilator could be you laying with the door closed. Don't have an animal in the room. Remember, animals need to always be able to get out. So put your animals out of the room if possible. Close the door so you can get the maximum benefit of the diffuser. And all night long, you just sit next to your diffuser and let that Breathe descend upon your nose. It will go in and open up your airways and nourish your lungs and help you get better, okay? So Breathe is absolutely fantastic for that. Other delivery systems for Breathe, you can get Breathe in a touch, so it's already diluted for you, and you can rub it on the chest and massage it in. Why is that good? It's good because it seeps into the lungs, but it also diffuses, right? So for a child, if you were to rub the Breathe oil on their chest, it would go into their lungs and they would also smell it. Just make sure that they don't touch it and you get, shirt or pajamas on. The best way, of course, is the Breathe stick, right? This kind of reminds you of that old Vicks Vapor Rub, except it's so much better for you. And it's a stick kind of like a monster chapstick. This is what it looks like. You see that? And you massage it on the chest. Casa, are they out of this right now? The Breathe
They might be.
Okay. If they are, never fear. You can order the Breathe Touch, or you can order the Breathe Blend. Now remember, if for some reason they sell out of these things, look up online. What are the ingredients of Breathe? Eucalyptus, peppermint. They're never going to run out of peppermint. Okay, so you can put eucalyptus, peppermint, tea tree on the chest. Those are 3 of the main ingredients in Breathe. So don't freak out. Again, you can adjust yourself and deal with it. Okay, so that's number 1 recommendation. You can put Breathe in the diffuser and also massage it on the chest. Breathe is not to be taken internally. Do not take any Breathe products internally, only for topical use and in the diffuser. And the way you know if an oil can be taken internally is if it says supplement facts on the vial. If the vial does not say supplement facts, it does not go inside your body. Okay, finally, for respiratory support, besides the Breathe, I'm going to tell you 2 of my secret weapons for anything that has to do with coughing or respiratory support, but specifically cough, specifically dry cough, okay? And I discovered this before when we'd use the Flume, or now the Fluked, and it would seem to get rid of it, but sometimes this dry cough would persist and persist and persist. And so I made it my mission, what oil personalities work really, really well with the lungs and specifically with cough. So my favorites are thyme, which has been used for eons for respiratory support, and lesser known marjoram. Okay, these 2. And you can create kind of an old-fashioned little poultice style thing, same thing that we talked about with the Breathe. You're going to take some fractionated coconut oil and add some thyme and marjoram to that and massage it really, really well into the chest. You can also put thyme, marjoram, and Breathe in a diffuser. Wow, that is going to be a killer treatment that you can give yourself all night long with that diffuser. You can also have it going during the day, but that is amazing, amazing. Okay, so that kind of concludes the section about what to do if something's coming on, and likely we won't know what it is, but if you know what the signs are, then you'll maybe kind of have an idea. So again, you've got going to the root of the problem with the Fluked, with the roller for kids, with the GX Assist or On Guard Plus. Remember, you are not doing the GX Assist and On Guard Plus in addition to the Fluke. That's if you don't want to make your own capsules, okay? So don't do both of those. That's going to be too much. You're either doing the capsules 4 times a day, or you're doing one of these 4 times a day. Okay, just remember that. And then again, you're going to support your respiratory system. Even if you think it hasn't moved to your lungs yet, please be proactive. Massage those lung oils topically and have your diffuser going at night. Remember, thyme is an awesome killer too. So even if you don't have something to do with the lungs, having thyme going in the diffuser all night is going to be amazing for you regardless. Okay, so final thing we're going to talk about in terms of this crazy season we're living in is emotional support. I think I kind of alluded to this at the beginning of our little meeting here. It's important to kind of honor how heavy this is, because even if you don't think and you're not registering a lot of fear right now, there's so much unknown in terms of the economy. There's people saying that this is, going to have effects that are worse than the Great Depression. And, in the United States, I know some of you are tuning in from outside of the United States, but in a 2-week period at the end of March, over 10 million people filed for unemployment. 10 million people lost their jobs in 2 weeks. And so the economic strain of this might end up being worse than some of the health issues. And obviously, certain industries are going to be hit harder than others. So as an oil savvy person, as an oil mama or oil papa, you want to make sure that you have your oils at the ready and that you know how to use them. So it's important to realize that every plant has emotional benefits as well as physical benefits. You could look up any plant that we use for medicinal reasons or not, for natural remedies, and it has been used for emotional things throughout the centuries as well. So any oil that you have has an emotional benefit. And I have this book. This is an older version of it, but this is one of my favorite books. It's called Emotions and Essential Oils. And but you also can just Google some of these things, and you can find out what oils work for what. But I just want to give you an idea of where you can start, because it's like, well, there's over 100 oils. Where do I begin? All right, I'm going to recommend 2 different emotional systems that doTERRA has. And a lot of you are going to say, wait, my favorite is this other, because they have many emotional systems. I'm just going to tell you what I see personally as the basics. So the first one of the two I'm going to introduce you to are kind of the OGs, right? The original, can you see? The original 4, balance, serenity, citrus bliss, and elevation. 2 of them are very, very calming and grounding, and 2 of them are uplifting, depending on what you need. Typically, if I am working with myself emotionally, I want both. I want something on my feet that's going to be very, very grounding, and something on my heart that I can smell that's going to be very uplifting. So I could put, like an ideal morning dressing, we say like in the morning, get oily dressed or put on your oil dressing. So that would be massaging balance into my feet and putting some citrus bliss on my heart. At night, I could put serenity on my feet to go to sleep. I could put serenity on my pillow so I can smell it as well, and then put some elevation on my heart, for example. So these 4 are absolutely fantastic. But just think through your oils. You don't have to necessarily get these. What are oils that you see as very, very calming? Almost all the tree oils, calming. Almost all the citrus oils, uplifting, right? Almost all the spice oils, invigorating, right? Those are just kind of ways to think about the different oils. So any oils that you have that are calming, you could put lavender on your feet and put lemon on your heart, those things. Just remember, citrus oils do not go on the skin in the sunlight. If you are going to wear citrus oils to uplift, that's fine, but put them underneath your clothes, under your arms, on your heart, not where they're going to be in the sun, because you will get burned. Just remember that. Okay, so think of your calming oils, which again, tree oils, certain grass oils can be very calming, and then think of your citrus for uplifting. Then finally, the system that I'm going to recommend. So again, these were balance, serenity, citrus bliss, and elevation. The 4 of them came out together as kind of like mental support package. But our most recent one, which I cannot promote enough, and I know all of you guys love it too, is our adaptive system. So this is my adaptive roller. This is what I've been using ever since the corona whole scare came out. I have not missed a day taking my adaptive capsules. I know Cassa's had phenomenal results with the adaptive capsules, right, Cassa? And she's been able to take them while she's been pregnant, which is wonderful. A lot of times you can't take mental health stuff while you're pregnant, right? But this is totally safe to take while you're pregnant. And the adaptive roller. So I'm getting internal use with adaptive and the roller. It has a ton of orange in it as well as other oils. And here's why I love adaptive so much. So you know how I was saying with this other combo, you want to pick like a calmer and an uplifter, a grounder and an uplifter. Adaptive has both of those already perfectly scientifically put together for you. You have a sense of being calmed and uplifted at the same time. We don't have any blend that even touches adaptive. If you have high anxious feelings in your family, this is the best you can do. You can just, and there's also the oil, but we just finished our last one. I need to get another one. But there's an oil that you can diffuse. There's the roller that you can put on your body, and then there's the capsule. So it has the 3 uses: aromatic, topical, and internal use of adaptive. So again, with the emotional side, get armed. Pull out all your oils and maybe put them into 2 groups, or 3 groups. Which ones are my calmers? Which ones are my uplifters? Which ones kind of get up and get me going? Those would be like cinnamon, cassia, those kinds. And then make sure you put on your oil dressing every morning when you get dressed. You can stick them in your closet or wherever you're gonna put them, or wherever you're gonna get dressed. You're not going to get dressed anywhere beyond your closet. I mean, just wherever you do your morning ritual, just put them there and get them on your body, because they will make a big difference. And when you do that, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I've had them here. And those of us that are veteran oil users, aren't we like this? We forget to use our oils for emotional use, and then we start using them again, and we're like, oh my gosh, why am I not doing this? Okay, so finally, my final tips about this season. Now that we've gone over prevention, we've gone over what to do if you come down with something, and we've gone over what to do to support your mental state during this. I wanted to just go over the 5 things that are natural remedies, just all in of themselves, that don't involve getting any products or anything like that. The first is sleep. Some of us are able to sleep more at this time. Just realize psychologically you are carrying so much more than you normally are for many reasons, even if you don't think you are. So really get a lot of sleep. Here's the other thing. There's nothing that really can boost your immune system more than being well rested, right? Disease preys on the vulnerable, on the unrested and the tired and harried, right? So sleep, sleep, sleep. The next thing is get outside in the sunshine. I know we can't really be around anybody, but get out in the sunshine. Even if you just go outside and walk around your house, that's been my minimum every day. I have a sign by my front door that says, go outside. So I don't forget, go outside, get in the sunshine. The other thing is get some movement every single day in some way, shape, or form. My boys have been hiking the ski area and skiing down. They've actually been getting a lot of movement in this season. Next is eating good food, and finally water. I'm going to close the video today with my favorite new tip, just in general. Water, as we know, is everything. It is our life. It gives life to everything. I'm really bad about drinking my water, and you know why? It's because I forget how many bottles I've drunk. And I don't want to have like 4 bottles sitting on the counter. And I haven't been able to figure that out. I'm losing my brain cells getting into my 40s. I cannot remember what one I was on. So I found this tip online. Get hair ties and put 4 hair ties. And as soon as you finish your bottle, take off the bottom one, throw it wherever you can nearby. I have a little basket by my fridge. You throw it and then you fill it up again. And then on the very last one, you know you're done and you can fill it up for the next day. So just so you know, this is my water goal, and this has been working. I'm not telling you something I just saw this morning. I've been using this the last couple of weeks. I have not missed a day with my water. I'm so obsessed with my hair bands around my water bottle. So that's my final tip. So I hope that each of you feels our love from our doTERRA family. And we always say this, but we mean it so genuinely. We're so excited to be on this natural health journey with you. We see it as a lifelong thing, that we're going to be connected over the next several decades, and we're going to share tips and things that we learn, not just about oils, but about all aspects of natural health. We don't have a specific personality or body type or anything that goes along with our journey. We're not all granola people. We're not all, some of us are very scientific and don't believe in the energy side of the oils. Others of us are super educated on energy and believe on that. You know, we are very versatile, and we welcome everyone into our family, and there's a place for everyone. There's the science and the emotion and the love and the community. And please, please reach out to us if you have any questions or any anxieties about issues going on in your family or things related to this season, and we'll help you as best we can with our experience over the last several years. All right. Okay. Thank you, honey. All right. So for those of you that are only tuning into this part, aloha, and we'll see you next time.